here live and direct to continue the in-depth analysis of events as it continues to unfold. Of course, keeping it real has been our commitment, and to this end, we come your way today, being the 12th day of the month, September. Yes, the latest happenings as we experience some, of course, development regarding the court proceedings that have slammed 10 of the hunger protesters, 100 million, and barred them from future demonstrations. We are to review this development and, of course, a viral video of female Nigerians in Libya been stranded in prison. They were asking for freedom, and unfortunately, the government have not. As you join us, kindly hit the like buttons and, of course, subscribe to this channel while we discuss these latest happenings. Nigerians across the world, unfortunately, are passing through very difficult and humiliation of different degrees. I was shocked at the female Nigerians who were imprisoned in Libya. I thought it's only men that could fall such a victim. But unfortunately, when I saw over hundreds of them, even some with children, very tender children, of course, with them in that incarceration, that gives me some concern. What exactly is befalling Nigerians? If it were to be male folks, well, who are, you know that these are usual, of course, the high propensity of them possibly are trying to engage in criminality or perhaps other illicit means that may land them in prison. But then that is not to say that the male folks are not, of course, behaving themselves. But if Nigeria has been working, such female folks wouldn't, and the male folks wouldn't have considered going to Libya, perhaps for some dirty jobs or very menial jobs or being exploited. Now, those who are in Nigeria who are protesting against misgovernance and bad governance and hunger in the land has been slammed to 10 million for doing that. Now, what does that mean? No hope for any average Nigerian, whether you are hungry, whether you are feeling bad about the country, or you are not happy with the development in the society, you cannot voice out. You will be clamped, of course, and silenced forever. Continue to endure whatever is forced on you as long as you remain silent and, of course, do not criticize the government or come out to protest. Has Nigeria gotten to this point? Well, that is not a surprise. We have analysts who will by their minds regarding this development. It's quite unfortunate. It is happening this time. Good morning. It's a pleasure having you this morning. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing today? Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I don't know if you have seen a viral video of Nigerian women speaking Yoruba. And of course, I believe it's not just the Yoruba female folks. But the issue here is that they are being trapped, languishing in Libya prisons. These are females, numbering Libya, yes, over hundreds of them, even some with children.
Yeah, Nigerians, it's unfair that you cannot intervene as giant of Africa. Well, it's not their fault. It's because the government have not put this in place. That's why Nigerians have been migrating from heaven to hell. If not, by the way, who is Libya with present situation of the country? You know Libya was fine before, of course, because they have good governance. But because of the bad government, it makes our people travel to any limit. Even the country that Nigeria is better than, you are now even proud to go there because our own government is becoming caricature government. In development, let me use this word. In developed world, every country in Africa is looking up to Nigeria. But because we have not done the right thing to do, they be like say they don't see us finish. Imagine Libya. If Nigeria is running government the way it's supposed to be, Nigeria speak out in anywhere Nigeria is in this Africa. They have to respect us to the core. For our government speakers, come on Benin here. I have my brother in Benin here now. I remember when there was arresting Nigerians in Benin because of Yahoo. It's only one senator called their president. One senator, my brother told me his name. It's only one senator in Nigeria called Benin president. Say whether have we forgotten? Nigerians they have been harassing Nigerians, arresting Nigerians. That he gave me only 1 week. My brother told me that Nigeria they arrested is more than 1,000 people. He was released free. Even the IG of Benin was sacked because of the coincidence. So that's where it's supposed to be. Nigeria president have to speak out to Libya. Whoever may be in their custody as a Nigeria must be released. But because we don't have anything, Libya have seen us finish. They have seen us as if peace Nigeria. That's why cannot have been. They can treat Nigeria the way they like. All those people you are seeing, if they have been privileged to be in Nigeria here, they will do anyhow they like. Nobody care. Imagine foreigners coming into Nigeria, arrest Nigerians inside Nigeria itself. Nobody will ask what happened or why.
Now, these ladies, some up courage, they were brave enough to have made that video. But needless to talk about hundreds of thousands of them who could not have opportunity to express themselves, but they're languishing in different prison, correctional centers, and detention centers across the world, including male folks.
Even my friend over there in Libya told him that since she stepped in Libya, she have not been coming out. She always stay where she's working, every day in, every day out. You see, I was even thinking whether are you in prison? He said no. In a country like that, they must have free movement, free liberty, everything. But because the way the place is being run, and Nigeria government doesn't speak out when it comes to that. I remember for the past when our people used to be killed in South Africa, Nigeria doesn't care. The government doesn't even talk. The government doesn't even want any because all those people have their people here too. It's not how the way they maltreat us there. That's not the way we maltreat them here.
Now, how do you expect Nigerian government to respond to their, of course, to save them? While the people crying here who protested for hunger, bad governance, today has been slammed 100 million, 10 of them. You know what that means? People that are crying of hunger and you have to slam them 100 million, 10 million each of them. Are you telling them to go and hang themselves?
See am, common man, wey never chop belle food. He cry out say hungry dey kill am. They arrest and join. End of the day now na bailing. Dat person wey dey arrest wey dey smell bring 10 million. If you get 10 million, him go come protest. Even if any of them wey dey arrest go up to 2 million, no go come out for protest. But those people dey arrest that come out for the protest, assuming the person have up to 2 million, e no go come out to protest. And they are now telling that person to go and bring 10 million. E go come out hold am o. Because the way I'm seeing, I don't think any of them can bring up to 1 million. Maybe the Nigerians, as we always love ourselves, we do it because the Nigerians sees as one love. But for them, personally, or families, none of them can afford up to 1 million. No. Maybe the government want to still remain, detain them, and keep them under their custody. That's for their own business. Because I know say none of them can, even if you join 10 of them to bring only 10 million, not 200 million, none of they cannot afford it.
10 million for protesting, for hunger.
That's what I'm telling you. So they are making big mistake. I must to say, it's just a mistake. That's what we're saying now. We don't have human rights here now. What's the meaning of human rights? You must exercise your opinion. You say we are practicing democracy, but I don't think this is democracy. We are practicing military. It's like do and die affair. Whether I like it or not. It's by fire by force. Where a common man cannot even speak out for his own.
So you have to remain silent even when you are dying.
Even when you like it or not, whether it is good or not, you have to bear it. The way the Nigeria is running government presently, take a look at the way they are using DSS to threaten everybody now. In Nigeria today now, in Nigeria politics today, who do you think used to imagine someone like Wole Soyinka have forgotten? Many of them cannot speak out again. Absalam, anywhere they say peacemaker, we say Absalam, anywhere they say since Absalam have gone for peacemaker, where is Nigeria? Where have you taken Nigeria to? In any country, we say Absalam. Anyways, is this Absalam himself? Is like one of the bigger problem. Oh. What is our ex leaders? They are the biggest problem Nigeria is facing. Because I know these people have privilege to speak out and tell this government enough is enough. They are there keeping silent, pretending all is well. Because they have taken their own national cake. The common man is there crying on the street. Go to their village where Abu Salam came from. Somebody is there hungry. If he cares not take himself, you see his family member self. Somebody is there bearing his own son name hungry. Is it because they are giving them changes? And anyway, they can't shout a peacemaker, you appear.
Now,
What they are
at
appearing
the
for?
end of the day, the election will be bastardized.
They are the major, they are the people that this country into this mess. Because people like them, that people, a common man is looking up to speak out. Gani Fayemi wasn't in this position of them being an ex-president when he was facing government back to back. Them in that high position, which we are expecting them to talk to this government, this we are doing is no good. We have tested this place, we have experienced this place, this is how it's supposed to be done, this is how it's supposed to be. They are keeping silent. But when you hear them hear cry, they will run and go. And they will not even tell us what's the peacemaker, what have even the score for the peace. Now, he has appeared in Benin. What is he doing in Benin?
You can make peace now, where there is no peace.
Which peace? Did they invite him? This Benin kingdom tell him that they are having problem. It's not election period. Okay, after election now, everything is settled. The winner will go ahead.
It's from the north where everywhere is burning. Boko Haram is killing, ravaging society.
Supposed to
You have not gone there to make peace.
no, yes,
Or is it only election peace that is uh, portfolio election that is interested?
see, Absalam is one of our bigger players. I always say it. The whole northerners, there's no peace in the whole northern state.
And you are not going to make peace and call the governors what is happening.
Everywhere in the north is crisis is everywhere in the north. They have not been there to make peace. Even when they are having throne of I think Sanusi's throne problem here and there, they have not been there to make peace. When they are having riots in Kano, it's not there to make peace. When they are having Boko Haram issue, there is no there to make peace. When they are having terrorism, why is it anywhere you see political something will be appear?
Farmers can't go to their farms, can't access their farm except they pay some ransom to Boko Haram. You have not gone there to make peace.
To make peace. Terrorists are taken everywhere, kidnappers everywhere in the north. Some full local government in the north, there's nobody living there. They have not been there to make peace. It's not travel. Anywhere they have political crisis, will be there. It will appear like angel. I wish this country self. I don't know how to put it. I wish God will just give these masses opportunity to take this power over from them. Because the way they're taking the common man, no, it's very bad. It's very bad. They're taking us on granted. They have seen us finish. After what will you do? If you talk in your house, the next day in the morning, the SS will knock on your door. Who speak loud now for the common man again? Nobody. Everybody now is silent. I don't care. I don't care. Atiku is speaking his own interest as opposition. Obi is there too. None of them is come out and team up. Let's force this government. Let's put pressure on this government. Nobody. All of them are relaxing. Because I remember through good luck time, the pressure was heat on good luck. Now they have seen it now as normal thing. They are now seeing it's nothing mega. But Tinubu, honestly, we don't expect this. We expected much, but we are seeing less.
You expected much, but you are seeing less. It's quite fortunate, honestly. We have here, come, let's have your own opinion.
Uh,
It's quite fortunate.
if I must to say,
Okay, let me have
no,
this
it
is
can
part
get
of
of
the.
this. We're having debate.
Okay. Yes, the protesters who were protesting bad government and, of course, hunger in the land, which is a reality, today have been slammed 100 million bail for protesting for hunger. that is ravaging Nigerian citizens?
Yeah, before I even go into that, may I even send my condolences to the people that died in Anambra. I'm so surprised that you journalists, you're not even covering home. I mean, especially you, Mr. Chigoze, you ought to know a lot of people died in Anambra due to the malfunction of the roads that they have in that area, and a lot went for it, which was not they were not supposed to be. Then
Even in Niger State a few days ago, and over 200 to 300 persons were died in the course of floods in Meduguri. So the dying is not just, it has become a daily routine.
why daily routine, right? What we can prevent about the Anambra Horn, it was because of the bad roads.
That is federal road.
Not federal, it's state roads. It's state roads because they are apportioning blame on actors. I mean, the states are actors that are in that state now. So to me, even to lose a life, I always feel for it, not to lose thousands of lives, I mean, hundreds of lives. So to me, we need to let our leaders be upright, not only in Anambra, in other states, all other states, because every other state has their own shortcomings likewise. So to me, about the NSAS protests and the bad governance protests, they should be entitled to bail, but the conditions, strict conditions they gave them for that bail is what we are looking at now. And I think the lawyers are there already. I saw some of the lawyers with their wig. Let's now see whether they can deliver or they can free those guys from the hands of the security people that arrested them.
No, before we go further, what is your perspective about the development in Nigeria today? Are Nigerians not truly hungry? Are they not starving to death? Are things not almost very difficult, excruciating pains?
The problem of Nigeria is multifaceted, faceted problem we are facing now. As it is, why some are, crying out for hungry, some are busy killing each other. Tyree, or what's it called, the chief bandit in what's it called in Zamfara.
Yeah, Bello Town.
Hello, Tyree. That one known is to be killing people all around, killing the serial killer. Why some are hungry, some are hungry, some benefit a lot from killing and from occupying the states and turning themselves to state actor instead of non-state actors that he is. To me, the problem of this country, what we need to do now is to sit down on the table and look at how we can talk together the way we want to live, or they put in the condition, the what's it called, the centralization of the country, right, where every region will be able to man the security of their region, will be able to man the what's it called, apart from state police, you will produce what you have in your domain, and you only pay tax to the center. I think that would be more better. Yeah, regionalism. So
You are saying that Tinubu's administration has failed to deliver dividends of democracy. So the need for regional governments could have been better alternative now.
okay, tell me any president, Mr. Hancock, tell me any president that's delivered the fruit of democracy, that whoever witnessed the goodness of democracy. It was this same uh, fruitful democracy you should be looking at, that since we've been having president over president, how many of them have been able to cushion the effect? What I mean by cushion the effect is the natural, the resources we have, that they are just manipulating it, which the masses are not enjoying. I can tell you, fuel supposed to be selling for 200 naira in this 200, 300 naira in this country. Because of why? We have 4 refineries. How many of the successive government have been able to fix those the refinery? All they were doing was importation of crude oil, importation of crude oil. And never tell me that anyone wants to make attempt, because if you want to make attempt as a sitting president, you can do that with your constitutional power you have, and without even looking at any way. because the president of Nigeria is always the commander in chief of armed forces, is always the president general of the Nigeria. So anything they want to do, they have, they have liberty to do it without even the constitution. The constitution does not bind them to secure the country. The constitution does not bind them not to make the refineries
Wow.
that have decayed successive. I mean, successive. Even the military, they are just they've cheated on us, and the majority of them are the owners of these refineries we are talking of. So what are we saying? In a country like that, what do you expect? Hardship is hardship generally. And do we really know ourselves? Do we really know the numbers we have? Do we really know? When last did they organize census?
Now, you made mention of Bello Tulji ravaging the entire north. Some military personnel have come to say that the powers authorities, of course, do not allow them to go after the Bello Tulji and to fish out his hideout and deal with him. So, what could you say about that? Does it mean that the government is aiding terrorism by not allowing soldiers to go after the killers of Nigerians?
No, as of the current news I heard this morning is that the soldiers are mobilizing to that area. But he wants amnesty. He wants to negotiate with the government. After you've sunk your hand in the blood, after the blood stain of human, a lot of people in your hand, that guy should be shot, should be killed, should be fired. I mean, should be given firing squad. And no excuse of amnesty this time around. No excuse of amnesty. I expected him to be in jail as of now. Because what has Nnamdi Kanu do? He has not even, he did not do 1% of what this guy is doing. For just for agitation, the Nnamdi Kanu was for agitation. This one was killing spree, serial killer. And he still has mouth to be, I mean, what a country we are. What a country. That guy is supposed to have been fired, given firing squad, the way it is. You can see, is that the country you want to belong to? You want to, are we going to start living like that? Like this barbaric, what's it called his name, sir? I don't want to even know his name. That terrorist that is terrorizing everybody. He has held a whole Zamfara to captive. Is the one controlling some section of that area. And I'm not looking at, is there any governance in all those areas?
That is what I wanted to ask. If it's in control of the territorial integrity of Nigerian state or part of the region of called Nigeria, then what is the government doing, saddled with the responsibility of protecting the territorial integrity of the Nigeria? What are the armies doing? Is it that they have been overwhelmed? Just of recent, they overrun two infantry vehicles.
Army are not too overwhelmed. What I'm looking at is what's it called? There are people that are spying for those people within the military. There are third forces within the military. They are leaking the messages to those bandits, and it's within that territory, within that territorial area. And what are the leaders of all those areas? What are they doing? Don't they have leaders in Zamfara? Don't they have leaders in all those areas that terrorists are perpetrating? The serious acts. Don't they have leaders there? What are the leaders doing? How did leaders sit down? How did they sit down and allow this thing to degenerate into this level? I mean, a criminal will start, bit by bit in his crime. They know that this guy is going to, grow wings, man, later in the day. And they tolerated him to become a serial killer. And look at what is happening now. I won't blame anybody. I'll blame the leaders of those regions.
They have made their position to declare the Islamic State come December. So, do you think they will subscribe to amnesty? And the Tinubu making moves to negotiate with them. The northern elders say, don't negotiate with them. Don't you think somehow, some way, they are in support of whatever is going on?
Let's get things clear, right? It's the same commander-in-chief of armed forces, which is the President Tinubu, that is sending armies now, that is sending soldiers to that axis, to Zamfara now. So somebody that is making what's it called, that want to have a what's it called, sit-at negotiation with the bandits will not be sending soldiers. That they should go and they should sniff him out, life or death, life, alive or death. They should sniff him out alive or death. And I will support any move the soldiers are taking. So far, the soldiers, the intels they are going with, they should not link it to any property. That there must be the people in charge of the intel that they will just put in one place. They will not be able to link, and they will be monitoring them, because these are the problem we're having. When they hear that soldiers are coming to so place to bombard them, the third forces will link the message to the bandits, and they will ambush soldiers. Kudos to our soldiers. They are really trying. They are sacrificing their life. And you know, it's not even the job of soldiers that the soldiers are doing. Soldiers, they are just been helping the police, because it's the job of the police. The soldiers are meant to protect the territorial area of Nigeria border and all this. Not, you know, not. So the work of police is the internal insecurity. They are to, you know, that's the job the soldiers are doing now. Because
Exactly.
the police have been overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. Before you take your leave, of course, we are an integral part of the society. Some esteemed viewers might want to know how we are coping in this Tinubu administration, knowing fully well that it is not even easy for the ZKs. So, how have you been coping in terms of the economic mishaps, hike in transportation fare, and everything, food commodities, and managing family uh, bills?
See, me with the philosophy of Fela, right? I think I'm a ardent believer of the philosophy of Fela, in which he has sung for us for a while. You know, hungry, the Africa, African man, they suffer. Nigeria, you know, austerity, you know, oppressions, you know, sort of things. That is what we are going through. That's why I say, me, I don't believe in the kind of governance we are having in Nigeria now, right? Because with our population of 250 million plus, we can't be doing some just turn around, round and round without any in a cycle, without any result. Let all region function at their own, you know, capacity, and let's see whether there will be competition. Some people may decide to be killing themselves. Some people may decide to be productive, to be manufacturing. Some people may decide to go on trading, to go on, the good, what's it called? Good, to be a good citizen of Nigeria. I mean, that we will now know. So if you like, in your region, you can kill all yourself. There, all the citizens, they are finished. It's at your own peril.
Exactly. That would have been the best alternative.
That
But
is what is going on now.
Tinubu administration have said no to restructuring, and even the vice president said restructuring under my feet, which means they are not prepared even to provide solutions
Mr. Anko,
to, of course, subscribe to regional gov control.
I will have to disagree with you on that, because the elder statements have been they have been pressurizing the president now. They have been putting pressure on the president. Who are the elder statements? Emeka Hanyoku. And when those guys speak, the former Commonwealth Secretary General, when those guys speak, you know that is the voice of wisdom that they are talking to. I mean, they are presenting.
They went to the president. The president said he's not ready for that.
They say it's not ready.
He said he's not ready. He's only facing economic challenges to fix the economy. That is the priority.
They say not only Emeka Yoku, not only Major General Wachuku, not only Ayo Adebanjo, Papa Ayo Adebanjo, not only Sonny, what's it called? The guy in Kaduna, that former House of National Assembly member representing Kaduna. All of them gathered together to meet Mr. President. And if he's not ready, Mr. President will not be coming on the table for the state policing. And that state policing is the beginning of, I mean, the decentralization. Once they decentralize the police, Nigerian police, what else are we still waiting for? That is, they have a route they want to embark on. And I can tell you all, at the meeting they had, I can tell you where you got your own information, Mr. Chinedu, Chigoze. What is going on is everybody has concurred that the way out to solve the calamity of this country is to decentralize Nigeria. And how do we go about it? They will bring Jonathan Comfort on the table and the deceptive McPherson and military constitution under General Abubakar Abdul Salami. They will bring those constitution out and they will work on it so that it will suit every member or every society of the country. Not only some people will just gather themselves and say, we in Nigeria, we agree. Where did we agree? Did they consult you? Did they consult me? Did they get to my village to consult me? Did they get to my city to consult me? So that's the problem we're saying. They imposed a constitution that is not workable on us, and that is the result we're seeing.
I don't know if you have seen a viral video of female, of course, Nigerians speaking Yoruba detained in Libya facility, correctional facilities. About hundreds of them, even some with children, languishing in prison outside Nigeria. People at home are suffering. Those who thought they have escaped the suffering, the hell in Nigeria, unfortunately find themselves languishing in different facilities or detention facilities the world over, even females. What can you say about that?
I'm not so surprised because it has been in trend. They have been free there during Gaddafi time. A majority of them still see Libya as a safe haven for them to make money. There's good money in that area. Proud to the advent of proud to the demolition of Gaddafi dynasty. The people are making good money. And you are going there.
They are going to Libya because Nigeria is no longer safe. So, don't you think their move could be justified? Because even those here are trying to find a way of escape. Don't you? If you are given the opportunity to escape Nigeria under Tinubu now, will you contemplate on that?
I don't want to just leave Nigeria. I will be looking for a way out for myself. I can tell you, Chigoze, the country we have today, some people are smiling to banks, some people are building houses, some are, changing cars. But how many are they? You see, Nigerian economy is not meant for the masses, right? The way it is. So it's you now that you have to struggle yourself to fit in yourself into because this government as it is, I'm telling you, a government that does not have, data of all its citizens, how do they want to care? It will fail to plan to fail, and that's the problem we are. That's the problem. So some out of this, when you have God before government. You have God before government. When the government fails, hold on to God.
When the government fell, hold on to God. So you are holding on to God now.
Holding on, and I'm seeing, a little way that God is helping me. In my, at least for me, that I can even manage to eat 3 square meal or 2 square meal. I give thanks to God because I still see some helpers that will call. Okay, we know the country is take this, take that, take stipend, and I appreciate. And I do that too. When I see people that feel, I call them over. What can you do? What can I do for you? What job do you do? I can see. So if you're a carpenter, if you're a bricklayer, if there's one project, I know somebody that is doing it. Let me connect it. If you can be our brother's keeper, we'll not be crying out loud. Some people are wasting food and say there's no food. Some people are wasting food. There's a woman around Adene Jones there. That woman has been doing food, what's it called, banks for for people. You see them, let's assume we see 10 of that woman, such woman, or 20 of that woman, and we have them. It's just our selfishness, self-interest. People believe in. You know, there are callous people in Nigeria. The people you call the rich men, well, they are just rich for their pocket. They are not rich for the masses. They are not blessed. They helping the masses. We have billionaires. They launch the what's it called, billions worth of what's it called, private jets all around. What are they doing for the masses? What are they doing for the masses? Got to a stage where Bill Gates said they want to shield some of his wealth for the masses, to help the masses.
Exactly.
That was what brought Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation. How many of those our leaders, billions, that are crying that they are billionaires, they are billionaires? Instead of helping the masses, they are suffering more. They are suffering the masses more and more. Look at the producer of these cement companies. Do you know how much they are selling cement for us? 10,000, 11,000. But they go to other clients, other states, other regions, countries, and they sell for 4. It's like those guys, I don't know. That we need to start calling them out. We need to start calling them out. You see, the government has their own blame. But how about the state actors? What I mean by the state actors, those contractors to the government, what are they giving back? What are they giving back? You could see the Dangote refinery, everything, the oil mongoose, they've captured us. I mean, look at what is going on now with the fuel scarcity, fuel increment, the prices of fuel. Why some ought to have been in jail among them. Some of them ought to have been in jail, prison. I think I have to rest my case on that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Before you leave, thank you once again for being part of this discussion here in Wave TV. Of course, it's very clear now that the right of Nigerians to protest or express their opinions has been gagged and silenced by the conspiracy of the executive and the judiciary in this recent move. They say, don't protest for hunger again in the land. What does that mean?
They should provide food. They should provide convenient living standard of the people that you don't want them to protest. It's just easier to do. You have how many states? 36 states. You have rich men in those 36 states. Bring all those billionaires together. Now this is a time to shield some of our finances, some of our wealth to help the masses.
The masses. Now, 2027 is around the corner. I've got Tinubu warming up for the second term. Will you also consider him as a credible alternative against any other candidate?
I don't want to witness another what's it called, time of killings in the Zamfara. I don't want to witness another agitation from the southeast. I don't want to witness the killing in Plateau States, the killing of the Christians. I don't want to witness. So if it is, we can do that decentralization under Mr. President, it will help us a lot. You know, we can be full for a while, you can't be full forever. It's only an insane person that will be doing something round that is not being productive, and you still keep doing it, right? So I'm pleading to them, let Nigeria go their ways. I'm not saying war. We need to judge up. We've been together for a while. There's no result. So let every region go and put their strength in their region to bring what they have some tax to the center, and the center will be weak. Nobody will be fighting each other on election. I won the election, you didn't win the election. You know, the solution is there, but people don't want to go near the solution to apply that solution.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Mr. Kunle. It's a pleasure having you here. The solution is there, and Kunle is considering either dismembering this country or going for regional government, of course, which the president and the vice president have said it is not a viable alternative for them. Of course, the solution is there, and the Biafrans have taken up upon themselves to go for that solution, not waiting for anyone. This is, of course, the 12th of September. We've been here, of course, discussing issues of importance and as it borders on us. You can have a view of the Lagos today, and very calm and serene. The weather, the cloudy weather, of course, any moment from now, the rain might be pouring down. Of course, to make sure that the heat uh, is somehow reduced. Okay, politics and propaganda is never, of course, is over, and reality has, well, the reality is here, honestly, not just lamentation at last. Well, we envisaged that, we expected that. It wasn't a surprise to us. And those who doubted us today, of course, are catching up with the reality. Staring at them is quite unfortunate, but then we have never expected anything different from Ahmed Bola Tinubu because of his antecedents. And of course, Nigerians, unfortunately, due to ethnic bigotry and religious sentiment, has plugged themselves into another quagmire, abysmal decline. So it's not a surprise. It would have been a surprise if things had turned around, if Tinubu had shocked Nigerians in his leadership style. Well, then, some say, of course, it is not too late, but then, how long can we continue to watch humanity being brought to such lowest ends? Some persons say, give him time. But he's not giving Nigerian time. He's not pushing or procrastinating the purchase of private jet, renovation of Aso Rock with 50 billion, and the other extravagant spending that would have been channeled into productivity and creating more enabling environment for international communities and multinationals to strive to do business at ease, with ease, of course, and create more job opportunities for Nigerians. It's quite unfortunate that hunger, insecurity has become the order of the day, and the government seems not to have any solution to the lingering issues. Very unfortunate. Those who have voted for the president is regretting today. You can see young men riding Okadas. These are among them are graduates and master degree holders. It's quite unfortunate. But then, what can they do if not to seek for the available when the desirable is no longer available? Honestly, and well, whatever be the case, that is the reality happening once again. Thank you, Mr. Kunle, for being part of this discussion today. It's been an interesting moment here with Chigos and Debok. Kindly hit the like button, share this video, and of course, subscribe if you haven't done so, so that others will get to join us in this discussion. It's been a very interesting moment, honestly, here. Of course, we continue as we wait. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for being part of today's discussion here in Wave TV. I remain Chigos and the host anchor, wishing you the best of the day as you, of course, embark on your activities and programs for the day. It's quite very disturbing. It appears that the supposed leaders lacks human empathy or, of course, sympathy for Nigerians passing through this exhilarating and very exacerbating situations. I mean, what could the government take to fix the economy? What can it cost the government to fix the economy? It's not a rocket science. Nigerians are wallowing in abject poverty. Those who escaped the shores of this country are either trapped, of course, ended up in human trafficking or falling victim of such, or ending up in prisons in different locations and the world over. I felt very bad seeing ladies. I never knew they could, of course, in their hundreds, be in detentions. Wow, that is quite a hell, honestly. And of course, the United Arab Emirates deported over 400 Nigerians, and some said some other nationalities who were also arrested alongside was released. But because they are Nigerians, Nigeria eventually happens to them. I mean, some developed countries and nationalities don't want to hear Nigeria. Once you say you are Nigeria, some privileges will be denied, or you'll be deprived of certain opportunities. They said, I watched it in NTA, that some of them who were not, of course, citizens of Nigeria, other nationalities or citizens of other nationalities were released while they have to deport them. Some are captain of industries. They never considered, of course, their investment in United Arab Emirates because they answer that name Nigeria and they have the green passport. I mean, is Nigeria now becoming a cause on an anathema? Honestly, it's a question. I quite unfortunate. After listening to that deportees, I begin to ask, how will they start life? People here are crying, and you that is, of course, enjoying some light and good environment. You are now joining us. Nah, nah, you got Bacharanya, you got Tajara, Tajara. Oh. You got Tajara because we that is here, we're still looking for our levels, and eventually you are being deported. Nah, Hegudukwa. So onye ọbụla n'ebe ọ nọ ya tajara atajara because being in Nigeria is not, of course, a viable alternative for those who have been deported. Well, life continues. It doesn't matter what happens, in as much as that is life, and no situation could be considered to be the worst. Of course, you can start again. You can start afresh. For those who relative or who are part of these deportees, you can start afresh once that is life. Don't contemplate of taking your life or committing or of course joining the criminal gangs. There are opportunities which you can explore. Unfortunately, these opportunities have been hampered by the unfavorable conditions or of course of doing business here. But that notwithstanding, these are areas the government should think and know that the Nigerians are suffering. Why few politicians are wallowing in deep deception, self-deception. Nigerians are suffering. Look at the accident that happens here and there due to bad roads. You begin to ask, do they have government at all? What is the essence of them being, of course, within the corridor of power? Why they are not there to serve humanity? Now, because of this negligence, people's life has been lost. Who should be held responsible for the loss of these lives? Families have been thrown into mourning and depression because of not doing what should be done. Unfortunately, the system does not allow the masses to hold these people responsible. Otherwise, they would have been made to pay for this destruction, this negligence, and lack of apathy on the part of those who governs. Unfortunately, it's not how to govern. It's not how societies are built. It's quite unfortunate that up to this point in this 21st century that people are losing their lives, families are being wiped up because of road accidents, something that could have been avoided. It's an avoidable thing. Pouring asphalt or concrete on these roads are not difficult. We have concrete in this country. We have the asphalt here in relative abundance. So what does it take the government to fix the roads? It's high time we begin to hold them responsible. Otherwise, my people say, I got to Jawa Dibwe Ozu. I got to Jawa. I got to Jawa Dibwe Ozu. Oga Agwabukata Madu Aghara. That is just it. If you don't hold them responsible, they will continue, of course, in this destruction, looting the public funds at their own leisure, at their own pleasure, while the masses begin to. So you can't road accident because of bad roads. You can't imagine. It's still happening in Nigeria. You can't imagine that. Common roads. Under normal circumstances, you won't be using road to do campaign. Why are you campaigning for? You will build road. Road, kwa, road. Road, only road, Uzo. Road, asphalt mixed with concrete is what is impossible for Nigerian government to fix, to the state governors to fix, and this is taking lives on monthly basis, on daily basis, on yearly basis. The number of casualties of victims recorded in major roads in Nigeria is out of proportion. What kind of country is this? What kind of country? What kind of useless governments is this? Very useless. Because you're not useful to the masses, then you are useless. If the citizens' life can be lost because of their ineptitude, lack of empathy and commitment to the well-being of the citizens, then your presence there is not felt. And of course, your absence will mean nothing to them. Enough of this mess. Who should be held responsible? What does it take to fix the roads? What does it take to fix the roads? To put them in a good condition? Most of the roads are not motorable. They are death traps. They are death traps, and the government is silent about that. Every time you report killings, losing of lives, and all that, and when they're applying those roads, they will be applying with jeeps, heavy cars, shock absorbers. It's quite unfortunate, very unfortunate. I'm very disturbed. I'm very disturbed because of the pains and agonies humanity have been subjected to. It doesn't take how many, and most of these roads, when they build it, it will not last for 12 months. Some before 6 months they will get bad. In it deplorable states, in the worst deplorable states. Roads built with billions will not last 6 months. You begin to ask, why are we wicked, so wicked, extremely wicked, more than the devil? The devil can be so corrupt like this. If otherwise, God wouldn't have given up. If God would have killed him direct. Because he's not as wicked and fraudulent as most of Nigerian politicians. If not, God for don't kill and buy him. Why God dethroned the devil is because of he's trying to be what he's not. But Nigerian politicians are more worse than the devil. This road, the road you also ply, most of them ply the same roads to their communities, but they can't fix it. It's quite unfortunate, honestly. Very bad and very destructive. Very destructive indeed. Thank you once again, as fans. To this end, of course, we come to the end of today's political discourse here in Conweb TV. And the Benchigos and the host Uncle, wishing you the best of the day, the rest of the day, and of course, and in your endeavors, in as much as you continue to promote humanity and seek for the goods of, for the common good of all. Thank you once again, and remain blessed. Bye for now. Until we come your way in subsequent editions, you can as well subscribe to our videos and of course like the videos, share the videos. We have more interesting videos uploaded in the previous. You can also access them and get yourself informed and well acquainted with the happenings here. Thank you once again. You can as well support us via the super thanks and reach out to me via the WhatsApp line. As some we are asking, I may not always display it here, but upon, of course, demands, I can as well place it on the comment sections for anyone that deemed necessary to have a chat with Chigos and Debo. Thank you once again. Remain blessed. Very unfortunately, we will not continue to lose lives because of negligence and insensitivity on the part of the government, whether federal, state, or local governments. There are laws that could be fixed, there are things that could be done to make life, I mean, will I say moderate, not even moderate, I don't know the word to use. We can stop this destruction, we can stop this mess. Thank you once again. Bye until you come your way in subsequent editions. What am I seeing here? Okay, okay, you said, okay, Ugwoji. Uku thank you for being part of this discussion. Um, Freeman, thank you once again. This one, is it Ola? Thank you, Ola Adewale. Is it Adewale Adewade also? Forgive me if I didn't get the pronouncement well. Thank you once again. God bless you and have a great day.